Good evening, one and all. Welcome to round 23, I believe. We are in Portugal. We just set my coast comes back into the game. Unfortunately, it is short quality this one, just due to numbers and thank you, Mr. Ted Rowden in the pits. Dry race. I didn't hear any of that, Trev. Say something again for me, my man. No. Is your box ticked in your party? Because I did rejoin. Let's let me have a look. Let me turn you off a little bit as well. I really don't like the new streaming layout that they do.
Yeah, my end definitely it's ticked.
Oh, I can hear you now.
Oh, you can. Well, that's good. Success at last.
There we go. There, so we do have, as you can hear, the man himself now. We do have Trevor on co-coms.
Good evening, everybody.
As we have, the Williams is the first one out on track now, while Vanfo, who's out very, very early. You'll see most drivers come out extremely early, as it is only short quality. Unfortunately, we should have had at least 16 drivers. For whatever reason, we do not.
How many people are we going to see spinning out at turn 8? That's the question.
Is that the uphill right-hander?
Yes, the right-hand uphill.
Yes.
Yeah. Everybody's favourite corner.
The killer corner. So Anfo has invalidated. Just go back down. Here we go. We got Night Owl, who is coming round turn 4, uphill turn 5, I believe, and has gone a little bit wide and has now invalidated that.
Valenti's just behind him.
Yep, we're on board with the mighty Valente now. We're probably going to see a few time penalties creep into this type of race as well.
Yeah, there's quite a few corners it's very easy just to go wide up.
It's been such a long time since we raced here as well.
Well, I know.
Obviously we did it last year, didn't we? But it is a new track to the game, really. I mean, most people have only had a couple of races here.
Well, I think the fact that it then got dropped and then re-added, a lot of people haven't really bothered with it, so...
Yeah. I always thought it was quite a nice little track.
I like it.
So we should have Valente at the moment in P1 18527. Anfo's coming around the corner again. TTM the Cat goes P1 18269. Anfo slots in between with an 183. Mikey coming around the last corner now. Dodo's takes it 18-1. Mikey with a P4 18-3 at the moment. Indigo's P7 120. Night Owl is going again. Puff P coming up to the third to last corner. believe that's Kenyon just ahead there. We're going board with Kenyon.
It's funny, as you come out that last corner, you don't realise just how steep a downhill it is until you, when you're racing it, until you see somebody else.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's a benchmark by Kenyon.
117.3. As PRL Rail is coming up the hill, turn 8.
Right, I will.
121? He won't be too happy with that, I don't think, will he?
No. Oh,
We've got some cars moving over to the side now. Hello, can I help you?
You can't, Trev can. Just like to say for the stream that it's a shame that it's not PRL Matspin that hasn't left the server that we was all hoping for. Everyone's hopes were up, everyone thought that we had the winning lottery ticket and he was finally gone, but unfortunately he's still here.
He's out tonight, so with a bit of luck he doesn't make it home.
No. As I said, I think it's because his brake's still broken from Australia because he wasn't working then, so I think he's still got an issue with that.
I mean, I admire how you managed to reach across from your cockpit and snip the brake wire. I mean, top kudos to you for that.
Oh, it's a hidden talent that I have. I've got a few, Trev. I won't say the rest.
Save more for him.
But you know some of them.
Well, obviously. Well, the top two are streaks ahead of everybody else.
Because the top two are sweats, mate. That's the issue you've got.
They're quick sweats.
Yeah, well, I'm not being funny. Neither of them have girlfriends or have seen a girl naked, so that's probably why. Right, I'm going to love and leave you. I just wanted to abuse Matt on the stream. It's nice to see Trev in the commentary box, actually. You know,
well, I mean, I'm kind of at a loss because with Matt not been racing, I don't know who to pick on. It's an absolute, it's an absolute quandary for me.
I'm happy to step in, mate. I mean, I'm happy to step in. I'm not good at this track either, so it's fine. You can abuse away.
Perfect. I will just refer to you as.
I'll
just refer to you as Mashallah Matt for tonight.
No, that's too far. No, that's too much. I can't do that. That's too much.
Oh, what have we got here?
He's DNF'd.
Kenyon, Val, or Mike. Any one of them three, Trev. Pick one.
I will do.
Or
I'll see how the race goes.
Trifecta and do all three.
Right. Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Love you.
Love you too.
Right, let's have a look. So I'm not sure what happened to Puppies. What's showing in the pits? So our Cuba's facing the wrong way. Mr. Indy is on an outlap again. We've got 9 minutes remaining.
He's going again. And Mikey. He's just started his lap. Mikey's getting a cheeky wee toe off him, hopefully.
Lente, sector 1. He's still in the pit. Stados is having another attempt now. TCM the Cat and Marshall are coming out side by side pretty much of the pits. As we've got... Oh, Rowden loses it turn 1. He may have been put off by the guys extra in the pit there, and it's a very, very dodgy pit exit. It brings you right out into that first fast turn 1.
Valenti's up by less than a tenth as he takes the last couple of corners.
Is he? And he does by 0.056. Mikey goes up to P3.
Improved by just under half a second.
Who else have we got? Kurva is top sector 3.
Dodo's is coming up the last couple of corners now.
Dodo's is 0.4 improvement at the moment. It puts in P3, moves Mikey down to P5, Anfro down to P4. Anfro's on a lap as well. Mr. Indy is already... Well, actually, I don't know. No, he slowed right down. He must have improved by 0.4. Huber is in the pits. Rowden is just about to start. No, he's in the pits. Time for another set of tyres. Valente is going round nicely. T-Shen the Cat is just about to cross the line. 118.269.
Mashallah has just spun around at turn 5.
Mikey on to the last corner. Into the pits. Antfo into the pits as well. Dodos will be going into the pits. Vale out lap.
Cat is on a lap, he's just halfway through sector 2.
He is 0.3 improvement as it stands. A little bit of traffic ahead, nothing that should really cause too much of an issue. Might even get a cheeky little bit of a toe down the straight.
Oh,
Kenya 169.
Smashes into the 16s.
Chichen the Cat goes P3. Stick on board with Vale as he's just started his hot lap now as Kenyon smashes into the 116s. See how he replies.
Fraction up on sector 1.
What does he need? He needs at least 0.5
Yeah.
to try and push Kenyon down. We have 4 minutes 40 seconds and Vale is sliding. Oh, those engineers are going to have to get busy now and he's going to have to get round and get out again. Mashallah has retired in the pits, I believe. Yes. Rowden is about to start his potentially last hot lap of the qualifying session. Let's stick on board with Rowden. We know he's a controller driver, so let's stick on board with him and see how Portugal fares. Turn 1's got to be extremely difficult for a
It's not easy.
controller driver. No, to judge that corner in and speed.
It's more about trying to find the balance in your setup. So
Yeah.
you're not losing too much straight line speed, but you've got enough turning on your front wing to get around them at high speed.
Yep. It goes up turn 8, fairly well controlled up the hill. As we know, it can be very, very difficult to keep this car on track. Heavy on the brakes, flipping the right apex.
There's so many lines through that section corners as well.
Yeah. It feels, Portugal always feels like when we've raced it before, it's a track that you can lose a lot of speed on corners, because some of the corners are fairly fast.
Yeah.
As he comes round the final corner, should be half decent time, fair to him. It is, it puts him up to P8 with a 118.419. Mikey has turned off, So Kenyon has retired. He is happy with that. He probably surprised himself with the 116s. Who else have we got? Mr. Indy has... I don't know if he's gone off or he just let thing pass, but he's off at turn 1. Goodbye, he's coming around the final corner. About to start his hot lap.
He'll just come back out again.
Valente final corner.
Mikey's back out again as well.
Valente improves again by 0.056. He did that last time, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean he's consistent.
I mean that's hella consistent, that is. There's Mikey then.
He's down 2 tenths through sector 1.
Yes. We got some guys on the outlaps now. Oh, that's a wobble. I mean, if he probably got time to go again if he wants to.
He's going to put the recharge button on.
Rowd in the pits, that's his qualification over with P8. Not a bad time at all. Cuba is 0.1 up on his time.
They'll manage to get that wing changed in rapid time.
Yeah, he's coming out again, is he?
Yep, he's just about to finish sector 1 now.
Cuba does improve by 0.4, puts him up P9.
Wheel improves
Night
by...
Owl, final
Wheels
corner.
has spun again.
Night Owl says he improves by minus, well, 3 seconds. I'm not sure if that's true, but it does put in P6. Say 7. Mikey is, I believe, starting now. Antho improves by 0.5.
Dodo's is just coming down the home straight.
Dodo's
Oh,
also does improve.
yeah, by
but I don't
4
think
tenths.
moves.
No, he didn't. He improved by 4 tenths, but 7 thousandths of P3.
So is Vale, he is on a lap, but he's going to well down, so he's spun.
Yeah, he's
Where's
spun,
Mikey? He was going
just
again.
coming out sector
Nope,
1.
he's pulled out as well.
Dodo's is
Don't
going
know.
again.
Oh, Antho's facing the
Oh,
wrong way in the
Dodo's
Williams. Dodo's is facing the wrong way.
Yeah.
That corner has caught 2 of them off simultaneously. I don't know if anyone's actually going again. I believe everyone's had their final attempts.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. Antho's spun, Mikey's not, Rowden's in the pits, Cuba's in the pits now, Valente's going slow, so that is that. So we do... Night Owl, I must have missed it, has sneaked in to P2.
Oh, so he has. I missed that as well. Apologies to him.
Completely missed that.
By 1/100th of a second.
So I was about to say TCN the Cat got himself into the top 3, but has been pushed down by Night Owl. Night Owl, sorry. Vale looked like he didn't have a good time in qualification around here. As that concludes our qualification. And it sees Kenyon on P1 with a 1:16.968. Night Owl in second, and Vale to complete the top 3. TCN the Cat P4, Dodo's P5, and Antho P6. Mikey down in P7, followed by Bloody Rowden, who's returned after a few weeks. Cuba P9, Valente 10. Mr. Indy 11, Puff P12. Mashallah is down in, I've lost my thing, P13, and Jim Strav,
Strav.
P14.
Nice setting times.
So we're going to have a few minutes break and we will be back. Right, welcome back. Welcome back.
We have a bizarre twist. The game has put me in a car, so I will be doing the formation lap, and then I will tire the car at the end of lap 1. So you're not going to get much commentary from me, other than what's going on at the back. once we get started.
Yeah, you can be like the medical car following them round for a little bit.
Yeah.
As we looks like we've got a mixture of mediums and hards. I can see one set of softs from Teach Him the Cat.
It's got me on soft, so don't count me out.
And Puff P is on softs as well. But the majority of the field are on mediums with a few hard runners. Night Owl deciding to go for hards. Mikey and Rowden.
I mean, I'm getting a real insider point of view here because I've told us no sign of rain. It's a dry race throughout.
Dry race in sunny old Portugal.
We could be onto something here, Ollie. I mean, I could just commentate from inside the car. In a PRL might have been racing, I would have done it and just taken him out. Good news, I've got round the dreaded turn 8 and the formation lap without spinning.
Trev getting in a sneaky little extra practice for tomorrow's.
Exactly.
An extra lap.
Got to admit, there's a part of me's tempted to find out what would happen if I just didn't stop in my grid spot and I just tried to go careering into the whole grid.
It would be weird, like, if the game, if you like decided to go into the pits now, what would it do?
It's not letting me.
No, I can imagine there's just some big force field barrier that would just say, yeah. Rowden has overshot it slightly. We'll go on to Vale, I think. We'll try and keep an eye from behind as well.
That's the fastest I've ever approached my pit box and I got purple. Bang on.
Here we go. That's 5 red lights. And we are off. It's a little bit of a slow start. Dodo seems to have a great start. That's also Night Owl has a fantastic start on the inside of Kenyon. Who's going to boss it into turn 1? Night Owl does. Dodo's round the outside of Vale up to P3.
Oh, there's cars. There's 2. I see a Mercedes, a Ferrari are out at the back.
We've got Cuba and we've got Belente round at the back. Night Owl leads this. Sector 1 yellow flags will disappear as they do now. Rowden is also down to P12. May have got caught up in it.
Oh, it's Valente's at the back.
Valente, oh, we got a Williams round wide at turn 8 as Mikey is going up round. He's got Marshall Law for company going up down the hill. Teaching the Cat down to P6. I think Ankro must have got in. Dodo's has lost his position back to Vale after a fantastic leap off the line. Got Kenyon in hot pursuit of Night Owl now. There is no burning from the pair at the moment. We've got who is going side by side. We have got Mr. India has been overtaken by the Mercedes of Jim Slav on his first race PRL. Trev is, that's it Trev, penalised.
Oh, it's just, I tried to retire earlier. Then I got over the pit line, it's made me go back out the track. Right, another lap from me, sorry about this.
It's just sightseeing.
Yeah, literally.
We have got 2 drivers in the pit, that is Puff P and Belente with the early stop. Rowden is closing the gap from his teammates ahead. Hards versus the mediums. Sinister Indy goes a little bit deep up turn 8. Go back. We've got the soft runner of Teaching the Cat. Needs to try and make these pair of softs work to his advantage. As we're just starting to see a few little gaps appear at the moment. the first top 5 to 6, and then there's a 2-second gap to Hines to Mikey in P7 on the hard tyres. As everyone's setting fastest lap, Kenyon is just sitting behind, waiting for DRS to be active. As TTM the Cat and who is that gone round? Is that Antho? I don't know if there was contact. He may have lost. I'm not sure. As he's going again, but he has dropped a considerable amount of places. Trevor's in the pit. Thank you very much.
I have retired.
And as we've got Vale going on the inside of TTM Kenyon. Oh, we've got sector 2. Not sure who that is. They are going again. As Vale and Dodos and Kenyon are all pulling each other into this fight. TTM the Cat is on the back, not giving Night Out a little bit of extra breathing room. As the Red Bull in turn of 1 disappears. Thank you, Trev.
It's quite alright. Now back in
Nice little
commentary
outing.
as I should be.
Man of many skills. Driving, now back in the box.
Exactly. I ran quicker to the box and I can get round the track.
TTM the Kenyon has now closed that gap after fighting off Vale. Is now 0.1.
That's a tight battle. TTM the Cat at the back had to take a wide action there. They're all so close together.
Well, we have got DRS enabled. This is the first lap that we have seen it. Cuba is on trying to hunt down the pair of the Alpine drivers. Jim Slav is 1.1 seconds away from the gap behind. Let's go back to the front.
I've just realised TTM the Cat is on soft. That would probably be wise. Just later on the brakes and those in front of them.
Yeah. As Kenyon with DRS open for the first time in this race on this long straight. Night Owl moves over to the right, forces Kenyon to go a little bit wider than he probably wants to. Gets the move done, but Night Owl comes back down the middle, goes on the inside. Oh, and that was beautifully judged by Night Owl.
Lots of flippy flopping there.
Skims, yeah. Oh, and there's contact from Kenyon and Night Owl. The back wheel of Kenyon.
Martial picks up that first penalty.
As Kenyon and Vale are now getting in the ding dong. Mikey goes up to P5.
Is round.
Turn 8 has another victim. Rowden and Mr. Indigo passed.
Valenti's got a puppy at the back. Oh, Antho's round. Turn 8 as well.
Oh no! Dodo's on the back of Vale. These guys are just putting a 2.2 second gap down to P5. Dodo's is looking. Is he going to look on the inside of Vale? I don't think he will do. We do have Huber has overtaken those 5-lap old hards. Huber, 5-second time penalty for a collision.
Yeah, they kind of came together, but I'm not entirely sure what happened.
Excuse me, that must have been quite extreme, or the game thinking it's extreme, to issue a 5-second penalty for a collision by itself. So we will go back down to these guys.
I think
As it-
Puffy must have had another problem at the back because Berlin is now taking 12 seconds out of him since passing him.
As Anfo takes it nice and gingerly up turn 8. Not surprised. Rowden is still sticking with Mr. Rennie. The Alpine drivers are going quite well. Jim Slab, first race PRL, as I said before, up to P7 at the moment.
Brendan is DRS on Night Owl.
We have sector 3. That is the Williams. Is that Anfo? It might well be Anfo. It is. He had a good quality. Struggling now. Tishan the Cat has got past Rowden. Oh, have we lost some places from Rowden? He seems to have lost 2 places. Has he had a moment?
No, that's so. Four are definitely opening up a gap to the rest of the field now.
Mikey just needs to keep his heads. He's got a different strategy. He needs to make those hards work later on better for him, and I'm sure he'll close that gap quickly. These guys are going to start getting a tangle soon. You can feel it. Kenya's going to have an attempt soon. He's burning ERS down to 62%.
Very unusual.
But Ninetail must be running some low wings. He is struggling with ERS and DRS to get close enough. Oh, Ninetail have a wobble out turn 1. This is letting Dodos and Vale.
Oh, martial arts round. I was just going to say he's done well to get up the field, but it was almost a P-cursed commentary car.
So Jim Slab up to P7, Mr. End up to so P6 and P7 respectively. TTM the Cats on the softs is still out. Marshall is slotting just behind.
I mean, I can only assume that martial art was embodying the spirit of PRL Matt.
Well, did he use his brakes?
Well, he spun, so possibly not. Top 4 come
Let's
down the
go
back straight
back
again.
to top 4 again. Is Kenya going to have a look now? He's
Dodo's
looking
just making
closer,
the move
but
on
he still
Vale.
doesn't look close enough. He does. He takes the inside. Vale looks on the back on the inside. Dodos runs a little bit wide.
Dodo's just taking a stealth, as they say in Scotland, out of his ERS to get that move done for. Mikey's closed the gap, so it was 2.2, it's now 1.2.
Yep, those highs are going to come into play soon, but these guys battling out as well. This is falling right into Mikey's hands at the moment. Touch wood, there is no safety car. His hard strategy is starting to pay off.
The thing is, because there's so many wide runoffs, it's not a track that's that has too many DNS really, is it?
No, there's a lot of leeway.
Yeah, so I might, if we get a safety car, I think it can only actually be 1, 2 at the most, unless there's a mighty collision between
Kenyon is close now, and he forces Night Owl to go in. Night Owl creeps over. He's making Kenyon go the long way round this track, which Night Owl does superbly. The game minds. He takes that position back, but Kenyon going on the inside. Oh, and there's contact between Dodos and Night Owl. Vale gets back in. There's some squeezing, we're going to say, but respectful squeezing in a way.
DTM Cat is dumping those softs.
Which is about what you said 9 laps, didn't you, on your strategy?
I think that's what it was, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the strategy. So in theory, if he's on the hards, which we will go and check now, he is on the hards, he's now going to go the rest of the race on the hards. As we still have this battle for the top 4 plus 5. Mikey is now 0.5 away from Dodos.
He's quietly going about his business as well.
Turba! The first 3-second time penalty we've got. Oh, his martial art got one as well. Night Owl down. Oh, he has a little bit of a contact with Kenyon behind. He's now got Vale for company. Spent the last 11 laps fighting for that position in P1 and holding drivers off. He's now fighting and trying to hold on to P2, which he looks like he's about to lose. As Vale goes straight ahead, he closes the door on him and says, "You're not getting past." Dodos looks on the outside. Dodos 3-second time penalty. As Night Owl is flashing, he has no ERS available. Sector 1, that is the Alfa Romeo.
Marshall again.
He did warn us when he joined briefly that this is not his track. This is what Kenyon wants. He's got past. He's now brought out a 1.2 second gap already on P2. Night Owl looks like those tyres, those hard tyres, are struggling a little bit now compared to the mediums. As he's now lost a matter of 3 positions. Wow, look at Dodo's complete speed through there. We know what Dodo's likes to run now. We know he loves those lowest wings possible. As Mikey is now going to have a look. We're going to go on board with Mikey and try and pick up the fight ahead. As we are halfway through lap 12 of 33. Been a few positional changes, not massively too much at the moment. Unfortunately, Anfo is our biggest loss so far, apart from the DNF of Trev.
Ah, yes. Retirement. Retirement.
Hey, it was a test run, that's all it was, guys. We have lost the Alfa Romeo again of Mashallah round exactly the same point as the previous lap.
He's maybe trying out for the Winter Olympics, going for his Torble and Dean. Stay
Now
tuned,
got
kids.
F1 on ice.
Yes. No, I just realised I said that, and probably 90% of people have never heard of Torble and Dean.
Torben and Dean, no.
Exactly. No, I was starting to say earlier, I'm on the race run, but good to see Mr. Indy consistently going down there and just...
Yeah, he's having a solid,
clean,
consistent race so far. He looks like he's mastered pretty much every corner. There's no moments. He's closing the gap slowly from the car ahead. He's got a nice gap behind him as well. Rowden's regained his positions back up to where it should be. The Alpines so far are having a decent race. Mikey's having a good race as well. Qualified P7 as well, so he has gained 2 places and he's just taken onto the back of this group at the moment. And forever new fastest lap on the hard, in the Williams.
Sure, exactly. Can't be much longer until the mediums will be looking to coming in pit.
Yep.
Although I've just realised that I hadn't
Oh.
noticed that Kenyon's got 2.5 second gap over Dodos.
He has, he's dropped, he fought for that P1 and then has dropped the rest of the pack now.
I mean, a bit boring of him, isn't it? Kuba's in the pits, so he will be serving that 5-second penalty.
And he will be going on to the hards, he is. Valente looking to extend these medium runs as he pitted on lap 1 after damage.
I imagine Bale will be itching to get past Dodos and try and close that gap to Kenya.
Yeah, every lap is just giving Kenyon this comfortable lead now. Also, if we go back through the field, as it's just starting to pull out a few seconds between each car now, really. Mr. Indy and Rowden's are still, what, 6 seconds? Mr. Indy is from 2.5 seconds about 3 laps ago down to 1.5. But then from P6 up to P5, we are looking at a good 11 seconds here. Mikey is still just on the back, but he's just got to make these tyres work in his favour now. Kenyon is our first pitter. All the medium pitters are in. They have all listened to their Jim. Or their Jeff, whichever you want to call them. They are all pitting. Will we see any of them have a bad pit? They are out. Dodos has gone past, shining Alfa Romeo livery. Comes out the pit. Does he stay ahead? He does stay ahead of Vale. Mr. Rowden is coming past our lead race leaders and slotting in between Kenyon, who was P1, and Dodos, who was P2.
After gaining so much time on James Stroud, Mr. Indy followed him at the pits. I don't know if I might have been tempted yet because they've got a car between them now. I might have been tempted to stay out for another lap.
Yeah, I probably would have done. I would have probably... I would have maybe burnt a little bit extra than you normally would have done to try and get ahead. I mean, there's a little bit of a fight now between Jim Slav and the Aston Martin of Valente. Valente is on a lot harder, lot older compound than the mediums. Jim Slav have got cold, hard tyres at the moment.
Which are horrendous.
Horrendous. But it has basically brought back to where they were. It's 1.6 seconds from Mr. Indy to Jim Slav. Or Jim Strav.
Yeah, I watched, I was on board with Mr. Indy on those cold hards at night, and he was being quite wisely very careful. Somebody's round in sector 1.
That is a Ferrari of... Nope, that is the Alfa Romeo of Mashallah. As at the moment, Rowden is just tagging along with Kenyon. He's getting a bit of DRS assistance as well. As Mashallah is round again, we are going to call that Mashallah corner. I mean, to be fair, this at the moment for someone like Rowden is really... It's just pulling him along away from the rest of the field at the moment. He's got to be a good... Who is he just ahead of? Well, he's just behind... He was just behind Mr. Indy, wasn't he, on when Mr. Indy pitted? So he's probably just within the pit lane window at the moment.
Did you just put a fan on?
I didn't know.
I'm hearing a really weird noise in my ears.
Let me just check the screen.
Sorry? Oh, sounds like somebody just put a fan on. One of my new fancy Turtle Beach headphones have got fans inside them.
Maybe. I've just checked the stream. There's nothing really coming through. I was worried it was going on.
Stopped again. It's weird. It was just like that digga 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 the year when somebody's turned off.
Yeah. Maybe just heavy breathing, just getting... I've been told I do that. I don't realise I do it, but apparently on comms, my wife says I take this really weird deep breath.
I can't say I've ever noticed that.
No, I don't know. I don't think I do it, but she's adamant I do this weird sort of deep breath.
Clearly, just to state this for the record, I don't know you as well as your wife. Has martial art retired in the pit?
I think he has. And to be honest, I'm not surprised with how many spins he's had in the last few laps.
Oh, Night Owl's in.
Night Owl is in the pits. Let's see where he goes. Mikey has gone out as the car in front will be ghosted anyway, and it will pull over to the side. I want to see where Night Owl comes out, because this will be tight, because Kenyon is just coming down. It depends on how early Night Owl's going to lose out here.
Yeah, Mikey is R9. He's doing exactly what we discussed before. He's trying to get around as
you would
quickly
do.
as he
You've
can.
got to push that out lap, or that last lap.
In lap.
In lap, yep.
That's the one.
I mean, Kenyon brings out a 3 to 4 second lead on Night Owl. But he has got the fresher mediums. Teaching the cat 3 second time penalties. How important will that be towards the end of the race? As Jinslav has got teaching the cat for company. Night Owl has come out behind Vale.
Yeah, Mikey's in the pits.
Where's Rowden? Has pitted, and it has worked out for him. Him and Mr. Indy have swapped.
Yeah, so they have.
So that is extra little toes that he got from DRS of Kenyon has made a difference. There is a 10-second lead. Ooh, Teaching the Cat and Jim Slav are going for it on the same compact. Teaching the Cat gets past. Jim Slav is going to have a look back.
Did not work out for Mikey.
Did it not? No,
He's
it's...
like fifth.
But then he has got the fresher tyres. He's got a lot of room behind. There's no one to worry about as Jim Slav takes back the position on TGM the Cat. Them two are having a very good battle. And Jim Slav, I don't know why I call it Slav. There's no L in it whatsoever. Jim Strav is putting himself in a good showing for his first VRL race.
Absolutely. And he's sitting in Alan's seat, is he not? So, bit of pressure.
Yes, he is, and at the moment the Mercedes it's not a bad finish as it stands at the moment. So Jim Stroud for the last really 10, 11 laps. If he sticks with TCM Ducati, will do him on penalties. As Night Owl is looking on Dodo's, doesn't look right towards the end, as Night Owl also sets the new fastest lap for this race. TCM the Kenyan has pushed out 3.4 second lead on P2. Bale has dropped down to 1.5 seconds. Puff P 3 second time penalty.
Do you know something? I've just worked out what that fan noise is.
Is it you?
No, I've never heard
What is
this
it?
on my previous headset. When it was, because I'm on spectator view, it's when it was in the helicopter shot. I kid you not, it's the blades of the helicopter. Because I'm like,
Oh dear.
here's that noise started again, and I'm like, hang on, I'm up in the air, and I just sat here, that's why I went quiet, I was watching, as soon as it cut back to being trackside, the noise stopped.
You got a new headset now, haven't you? You
Yeah.
did say you got tail beaches, yes?
Yeah, yeah.
So the game sound is obviously coming through crystal clear.
Absolutely.
Night Owl again is looking. Dodo's another 3 seconds. I believe that's his second, so he should be up to 6 seconds now.
Yes, he is. That's going to cost him towards the
It's
end.
going to hurt him. It's going to hurt him now. Night Owl is looking on the inside. As he gives him the old flip-flop, he's got a Portugal flip-flop specialist in Night Owl at the moment in this race that we've seen. Oh, as he goes on the inside, as Dodo stays on the outside and keeps the position. Brilliant fight so far from these two. As Night Owl looks again, no, he pulls back out, but Vale is clawing him in as they fight.
I mean, further back, we could have our a cross-Atlantic battle as Anto is closing in on Mr. Indy.
Oh. Canada versus the US of A.
Correct.
As we do have a 21.8 second gap between P5 and P6. I believe as this result, if this result stays the same, I believe the Ferraris will cement P2 in the constructors, because they needed to outscore Aston Martin by 18 points. And at the moment, I think Vale is probably doing that by himself compared to Valente's position.
You kick a man when he's down, why don't you?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you got Valente's by himself. The fight for third is still there.
Anto is now just out of DRS in this
As Dodo's is not looking on Night Owl, he's going to have to worry about Vale soon. Dodo's goes wide again in turn 1. And Vale, yes, and we have that battle we spoke about recently. Canada versus US of A. And Canada has the DRS.
He's bowing as well. This should be an easy move.
He does get that done. Will USA return to the fight? To be continued.
Oh, Anto went very wide there. Yeah, he went way off track.
3 seconds. It was advantage Canada, now it's advantage America. As long as Mr. Indy can stay inside.
He had just let off the gas a little bit there. He might have got away with it because he was so wide off track. Dale and Mike have just swapped places.
Was that Dodos that pulled over to the right?
I don't know, I just saw them all moving about, and as I went up it was...
I saw an Alfa Romeo pull over to the right, so it might have well been Dodos. I don't know if he's thinking my time penalties are knackered.
Yeah.
Let these guys fight it. But he's pulled himself out of the contention for this top one, which, with the race, the way the race is going, he would drop out anyway, but he doesn't want to be part of it. That's his choice. Maybe he just wants to pick up any pieces.
Yeah.
But we've now got Bale, Night Owl and Mikey all fighting for 2 podium positions. Kenyon has gone. He's up the road.
He'll probably pull over at the side tonight and have a pick at one point. I mean, although Vale's tyres are 3 laps older, the other harder compound, you've got to think that towards the end they're going to feel better.
Potentially, yeah. I couldn't tell you which way this is going to go at the moment for many of these guys.
Nope.
Apart from if Kenyon keeps his nose clean and keeps it on the track, he's probably winning this race comfortably.
You don't think Mr. Indy is not comfortable on these hards. He's already dropped 4.5 seconds behind Ansel.
This is a shame. We'll have a quick look at the pens as we're nearing the end of this race. So 3 seconds for Cuba and Antfo, Jim Strav and TJ McCat, and 6 for Dodos. Which at the moment, for Dodos in the position that he is in, is not hurting him because he is clear from P6.
And he's past Cuba.
Huber has a bit of a drift out the back of that corner. So we do have at the moment, it looks like Vale's just getting a little bit closer, not close enough to do anything yet. As Mikey pulls out, just to let Vale know that he might be having a look soon.
I'd imagine that's a very quiet party chat right now.
Yeah. I would imagine so.
I would assume that Mr. Indy is running much lower front wing than Valenti because he just took half a second out of Valenti down the home straight. I was keeping an eye on the time difference to see if Valenti could close up, which he is doing through the corners, but on that straight he's lagging way down.
Yeah. Not really too much to report at the moment. There is no one apart from the top 5 that are close to each other. But even these guys are just in a full DRS train. Night Owl at the moment. ERS battle will come into play soon. 19%. Vale is only 25%.
Mikey's on 50.
Mikey is the better of the guys then. Titian the Cat is miles off of P5, 25 seconds plus, and 4 seconds ahead of P7. Then there is another 4-second gap down to P8. Then 2 seconds and 6 seconds, 2 seconds, and another 3 seconds down between that as well. I mean, it's been a good race. There's been a few little spins that I don't know what happened. I would like to think there was a guy that the driver's dropped him himself. There wasn't anything that happened severely. But it's been some good battles. Night Towers had a good 9-10 laps with Kenyon. Mikey's had a very good race, coming down from about P7 up to P5 as it stands. Dreamstab, I actually believe he came up from last. He did. He has gone up 7 places.
Yeah, I think you're right, yeah.
I don't think he put a lap in.
No, neither him or Marshall put enough time.
So, I mean, from his point of view, being his PRL debut as well, he's had a solid, fantastic race.
Yep.
Rowden had a turn 1 spin, or contact, I believe, or whatever it was. Recovered very, very well. Both Alpine drivers have done well. Like you said, Mr. Indy's had a very consistent, solid race. Doesn't look too comfortable on the hard tyres, but you can't have it all the time.
I've been keeping a very close eye on that gap with him and Valenti, and Valenti's now got it down to 2 seconds with 3 laps left to go.
Has he picked up a little bit of damage that we haven't seen? I don't think he has. Maybe it's just the hard tyres. Oh, and we have had a position change. It is Night Owl and Vale are going at it now. There was a quick change. Vale obviously got past some DRS. Night Owl has done what he's done all race and given a position and then just taking it back onto turn 1. Give it the old flipper flopper. As it looks like Dodo's is just quite happy just to tag along the back of these guys now.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate for Dodo's to pick up those time penalties.
No, but I mean,
otherwise it would have been 4 away.
Dodo's was one of our seasoned veterans, and as I say, I think there is another 6 seconds.
There's another one, yeah.
I think he just realised it wasn't his fight. There was no point in getting in their way, so just let them go. Because he was going to end up in 5th place either way. So
I mean, that's good race thinking, as they call it. Or you know, that's he doesn't ruin anyone else's battle. He's going to tag along, let these guys fight it out because they're all on a level playing field. He's not because of the penalties. As Vale is absolutely flying, but he's on 6%. He is not close enough. Night Owl is on 18. When are we going to see any attempts at all, if any, from Mikey? He's got a lot more ERS. Those medium tyres should be feeling okay still.
Mr. Lindy is just doing enough to keep that second between him and Valenti, so he's close it there now, but the reason I gave out was Valenti got very squirrely there. But he will have DRS down the home straight this time. Even with it, he's not really making up much time at all. That battle could go right to the last lap.
Probably could do. We'll keep an eye on it though. Trev, you just keep an eye on it while we just keep an eye on the top guys. We'll go back to it if on your shout. As Vale goes on, he was right and then he went left. Running outside. Izzy, has he got it from Night Out? Was a little bit squeezing. He might have just nicked it here, he has. Oh, as Night Owl's looking on the inside. Oh.
Valenti is half a second nearer this time around than last lap as they come down to the... They're taking very different lines though through the last corner. Indy's taking it wide to give himself a slingshot. Valenti's now DRS within half a second. Chose not to burn on that.
Oh, Mikey.
That was not the time to get that.
Oh, Mikey is out of this race in terms of a potential P2 or P3. That may have... Oh dear, that's unfortunate.
Valenti and Mr. Indy are side by side. Valenti's got by Indy's back front.
Vale's just getting past Night Owl on the last lap. But Night Owl does it again, he goes for the old flip-flop.
That's a sad ending to this battle. Valenti went so wide, and I don't know whether that put Mr. Indy off. Mr. Indy spun. There was no contact, but Valenti went massively wide. The next thing I saw in the back then was Mr. Indy's spring. He'll be
Vale
disappointed for that.
and Night Owl side by side, front versus back wheel, and Vale's made contact. Vale has made contact with Night Owl's back wheel. That was another very unfortunate ending. Very unfortunate ending to a very good set of racing by these guys as TTM Kenyon crosses the line comfortably 10 seconds ahead of P2.
Bangs
Mikey
in the
may
fastest
get his
lap as he's
podiums,
up
but I think it's also going to put Night Owl. Is he going to
to
jump
P4, yeah.
Dodos? He will go to P4. It's a good race. It's an unfortunate time to get contact there. As we have the last few drivers from P6 downwards just crossing, or just coming into the final sector and coming around the final corner. Driver of the day, Trev.
Question.
Rounding up to P8.
I think this is his first appearance, as you said, from 14th to 7th. Ever start.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think he's had a very, very solid race for his PRL debut. Can't argue against his driving. Consistent and finished well.
I think Mr. Indy just did enough to move up a position with the penalties from in front of him. Oh, the headset isn't that good. I didn't hear the champagne cork.
Oh no.
I'm sending them back.
So that concludes round 23 of Equal Tier. we have TTM Kenyan followed by PRL Vale and PRL Mikey on top 3. Nightowl P4, Dodo's P5, TTM the Cat P6, Jim Slavener's debut P7, rounding up to P8, Anthro P9, Valente P10, Mr. Indy P11, 12 Huba, and we have 3 DNFs of Puff P, Mashallah, and not Trev.
Not me. Still, one successful Portimao race for me this weekend.
So that concludes round 23. We have 1 round left. Round 24. Next Saturday in China. The long anticipated China. Some people like it, some people don't. But please join us then, and also please join us tomorrow for round 23 of Realistic Tier, where it is really, really hotting up. Alright, see you then. Goodbye.
I know.